The Invest in Her podcast is brought to you in part by Wells Fargo Bank. Hi, I'm Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. I'm also the podcast host of Invest in Her and an award-winning producer, author, and TEDx speaker. Our show, Invest in Her, features phenomenal female founders and funders. As you know, women receive less than 2% of venture capital funding. Our series is about accelerating the funding of women by connecting them to funding resources. Let's meet today's guest. Welcome to this week's edition of Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation and the producer of the movie Show Her the Money. And today I'm so excited to have on an icon in the industry. She has done so many amazing things for women and entrepreneurs. She has an amazing event coming up that we're going to be talking about, and also is an award-winning acclaimed leadership expert, best-selling author, speaker, and was selected in Forbes 50 over 50. Please welcome to the show, Gloria Feldt. Hi, Gloria.
Hey, thank you, Catherine. It's so great to be here with you.
Great to have you. And I am super excited about the National Women's Equality Day that's coming up August 26th. And you are having an amazing event in Washington, D.C. Let's talk about the annual Power Up concert and conference.
Oh, thank you so much for asking that question, because there's nothing more uppermost in my mind right now than that conference, because, oh my gosh, are we not in an amazing moment?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We were just talking about that this morning. Super excited.
Yes,
Things are
it's just
really on the, rolling up for women right now. So couldn't be better timing for your conference.
Exactly. And our mission at Take the Lead is nothing less than intersectional gender parity in every single sector. By next year, actually, when we put the stake in the ground, we said 2025. And even though there was a pandemic and other things to set women back, we stayed with that, because I'm pretty sure that these moments of chaos and change are the best moments when we can move to further, faster together. So our theme for the conference this year is Together We Lead, because we are all in this together. We know we can't do it alone. We know it's important to have many organizations coming together. And that's one of the reasons I'm so thrilled to be able to talk to you and love what you're doing so much to help women get more of what they need to get in terms of investments. So the conference is in Washington, D.C. this year, and it is also available virtually. And it is the Power Up Conference. It is taketheleadwomen.com/the Power Up Conference, or just go to taketheleadwomen.com and you can get linked directly to it on the homepage. It's unusual to have a concert as part of a women's leadership conference, but that's what we do, because we think it's important to kick it off with something that gives you a lot of inspiration, energy, joy. We will be celebrating and giving our Leading Woman Award, which we do every year, to none other than Wonder Woman herself, Linda Carter. So she will be at our concert, and we have 3 different performers or 3 different incredible genres of music, from classical to indie pop to acapella with Sweet Honey and the Rock. So this concert is going to be at the Kennedy Center, and it is a don't miss it. Don't miss it. There are a few tickets for the concert only if you can't be at all of it, but we want you to come to all of it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's almost sold out. And you also have one of my other favorite groups there, Betty.
Betty, we love Betty.
Yes, that's going to be amazing. And at the Kennedy Center, no less. You know how to do it, Gloria.
We try to make it a good, not just a good show, but a good event for everybody to feel part of.
Right.
And I will tell you, there's a little fun surprise that the performers have cooked up for us at the end. So we'll leave dancing. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can reveal.
Hey, I'm up for that. We have a lot to celebrate right now.
So then the next day at the National Housing Center, we have an action-packed day where we will give some additional awards. We have a leading man, we have a leading advocate, which will be the Equal Rights Amendment Coalition, because what could be more appropriate for Women's Equality Day, given that the Equal Rights Amendment is only 101 years old and it's still not published in the Constitution, we think we can put it over the top this year. So we're going to honor the Equal Rights Amendment Coalition, and we'll highlight the necessity for not just the ERA, but the necessity for what Alice Paul, one of the suffragist who wrote the Equal Rights Amendment, she understood that you have to always have a forward agenda. You can't think that getting the right to vote, for example, was the end. It was just the beginning. We always have to have a forward agenda, keep moving forward, fight forward. So we'll honor them with our Leading Impact Award. We'll honor Pandia Health, which is making birth control readily available through the mail for every woman anywhere, and also menopause services. We're honoring them as our leading company. We'll have our theme, Together We Lead, will run through the whole conference. Together we lead for health, together we lead for wealth, together we lead for your career, together we lead for self-branding, together we lead for your thought leadership. And I'll tell you, I'm so excited about our closing speaker. Oh, I'm so excited about this. She is Jenny Yin, and she started the sports bra.
You know, I was going to bring her up. I am so excited that you have her speaking. I mean, she's amazing.
She's amazing. She's lovely. And talk about starting a movement. And now she has Alexa Sohanian is investing to enable her to start franchising the sports bra.
I heard about that. That is super exciting.
Yeah. So you want to start one? Shall we open one somewhere?
We
together?
We should. I love that.
I think that would be so fun. Anyway, so Jenny will be there. And the other thing that we're doing, because it's our 10th anniversary in particular, is we want people to know the power and the impact that we're having with our Take the Lead programs. Because as I often say, at my age and stage, would I be doing this work if I didn't know it was having a really major impact? And we have both external and internal evaluations that have proven that the curriculum that I've developed based on my own research really does give women a great acceleration in their careers, and in a way that enables them to do it with confidence, authenticity, and joy. And I think all of those things are very important. So we're honoring also 9 of our own women who have been through our 50 Women Can Change the World program, or one of our other programs. And we're honoring 9 of them with the Power Tool Champion Awards. So I'm very excited about that.
I love that. I don't know if you know this, but I was part of your 50 Women Can Change the World in Media and Entertainment when you first started this. So I'm a big fan of yours. Yes.
That's fantastic. So many of the women in that cohort are doing such incredible things. It's just phenomenal. Yes.
Yes. I mean, your work is amazing with Take the Lead. And I think this event is going to just be off the charts. It's the right timing. People are so excited about the empowerment of women. It's our time. And you couldn't have hit it at a better time, a better year. And of course, Women's Equality Day in Washington, D.C. on August 25th and 26th. And everybody can get tickets at takethelead.com, right?
No, there's a little story behind this. When we started Take the Lead, which we now have trademarked, by the way, but the URL is owned by a dog company.
Oh my gosh.
And they wanted just so much more money than we had at the time. So we made our URL taketheleadwomen.com.
Right. Okay. Taketheleadwomen.com is where they can get the tickets.
That's where they can. Yeah.
And I remember because I went there last night and I saw your tickets on sale there, and we'll be posting that, of course, with this interview.
Thank you.
So also you have another great lineup of speakers. I mean, I've just noticed some of them. Anwar Badar, how do you say her name? Badar. She's my friend, and I have a hard time saying her name. Anu Bajwa. And she's the founder of Sheconomy. She's amazing. Nancy O'Reilly, who I'm going to be having on my show. Loretta McCarthy, we all love her from Golden Seeds. And then I even saw Kathleen Turner, and I was like, Kathleen Turner, the actress? And it's like, sure, she's going to be there. That's so cool.
Yes. Well, so Kathleen, last year, we gave Kathleen our, what we call the Wear the Shirt Award. And I know it's kind of a funny name, but it's an important story, because it really comes from when I was the CEO of Planned Parenthood in Arizona. and we have a little clinic in a very conservative rural town. And I was visiting with the staff there one day, and these young women said to me, before we leave, and before we, leave our work, we just have to decide every day whether we take off our shirts that have the Planned Parenthood logo on them and put on regular street clothes. Because do we want to have to talk about, we don't have to have a conversation with if we're getting, pumping our gas or if we're going to the grocery store or whatever. And I said, that's actually the most important time to wear the shirt. And it became a metaphor for me. And so we give that award every year to someone or some company that exemplifies living their values and letting the world know their values. And I will tell you, Kathleen Turner is one of those. She has always been an activist as well as an actress. And so she will be there both to present that award this year, but also I said, Kathleen, I know because we wrote a book together about her life. I know a lot about it. I said, you have had such intentionality about how you have like lived your career and made your career, created your career. Would you be willing to be on this panel about careers? And she said, absolutely, yes, I would be happy to do that. So that's why Kathleen is on that panel.
I love that. I can't wait to see her and meet her. And I think she's amazing, amazing actress. And can't wait to hear her on the panel. So what a lineup you have. I mean, who wouldn't want a ticket to this? I think people should get on a plane, go to DC, go to Take the Lead Women, which, by the way, I like that URL better than Take the Lead. I like that, Take the Lead Women.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. It speaks to our mission much more clearly, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yes, right.
What caused you to create Take the Lead and also to launch this annual Power Up concert and conference? Like, what was the reason behind it?
I'd like to say that I had this intention to do it, but that's not actually true. What happened was, after a wonderful 30-year career with Planned Parenthood, ending as the national president, I was pretty like, I'm done with having organizations. I don't want to run an organization anymore. I want to write books. That's all I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to write books. Well, I wrote a book called No Excuses, 9 Ways Women Can Change How We Think About Power. And in doing the research for that book, because I had become obsessed with trying to figure out how is it that I've been working to open doors and change laws for women for, how many decades? We don't even want to admit how many decades. How is it? And yet women are still so far from parity in leadership. And as your film tells people, from money as well, money and power in our culture being almost synonymous. So how is it that women are so far from parity in those important things? And so I did my own research. I found that most of the research said, oh, well, women just have less ambition than men. And I'm like, no, that's not it. There's something else going on. And what I concluded was it has to do with our relationship with power and how we have been culturally attuned to have a lot of ambivalence around the whole concept of power, because the narrative of history is about fighting and wars and scarce resources and blah, blah, blah. Well, women are smart enough not to want that kind of power. But what that means, we had to redefine power for ourselves. So that's what I have done based on my own research. And then people started asking me to teach workshops using what I had written in No Excuses, because other people realized it was actually a leadership book. So I created a curriculum with the help of some experts, and I have the power transformation, the 9 leadership power tools that help you implement this in a very concrete and an actionable way, because I'm all about action. And then we also have an element of it, which is you have to create your own strategic plan, which you probably remember from being in the 50 Women Can Change the World program. So I was just going to teach a few workshops, and I thought, well, that'd be fun. Well, having been a movement builder for most of my life, pretty soon I was convinced that in order to have a real impact, we needed to have an organization. So with a co-founder, we started Take the Lead with the mission to prepare, develop, inspire, and propel women of all diversities and intersectionalities to take their fair and equal share of leadership positions across every single sector. We put a stake in the ground. We said 2025, We weren't anticipating a pandemic that would set us back a little bit, but we have not changed our mission because we think that with all of the changes, all of the chaos that's going on in the world right now, we can actually move farther faster than we ever might have imagined. So we're keeping our stake in the ground for next year. And I think with people like you, Catherine, and with what's happening in politics, and look, women were half of the Olympic athletes this year. This is the moment. I think we can do it.
I agree with you. I think the time to move farther, faster is right now. And like you mentioned, with our movie, Show Her the Money, we are trying to bring to the attention of the world that women are getting only 2% of venture capital funding. And how crazy is that? And we need to fund women in order to save the planet. And so all of this we're doing, teaching women to be leaders. Like you said, our culture is what holds us back, the teachings of our culture. So I just love the work that you're doing with Take the Lead, with your cohorts of that women can change the world, and we can change the world, and we will change the world for the better. This is our time. The Dalai Lama says the Western women will save the world, and I do believe that. And so it's starting. It's starting right now with your movement, with our movement, or I call ours a movie and a movement, so it's a movement. So we're a movement.
A movement. I love it. I love it. Well, our 9th leadership power tool is tell your story. Because we humans learn through stories.
Yes.
They may tell you they want metrics, but really it's the stories that persuade people and move people to make the changes and to do the amazing things that we are able to do in the world.
Yeah,
so,
I was convinced that we were never going to get women involved in venture capital if we didn't do storytelling. And I do believe it's film and television that helps change culture. It's a most entertaining, inspiring way to educate people, right? And events, in-person events like what you're doing with the Power Up Conference. Bringing people together in person is magical. And I think creates such a force, when you get all those energies in the same room. So I know your concert and your conference are going to be amazing. You have these incredible speakers. You have these incredible topics. It's the right time where the energy's already lifted up, and it's going to just make it, explode. So this Washington, D.C. gathering is going to be incredible. And thank you so much for putting it together, because I know it's a lot of work.
Yes, right about now, I'm saying I'm never doing this again.
But you will.
but I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. Yes, because you're right. It is the secret sauce, really is the community. And the secret sauce is creating that community. And that's, I think, I was talking to a young woman who was at the conference last year, and it was the first time she had been to an event like that. And that's what she said. She said, I can't even express how important it was for me because of all the contacts that I made and all the interesting and incredible women and men who I met, because we invite men too. We're happy to have men. We have a leading man award also. And we definitely appreciate men getting involved and being part of this movement, because our theme is together we lead, and we truly believe that. Yeah. Together we lead. It takes all of us, and we each can do our part.
Speaking of the men, that's one of the things that's has surprised me the most on our 100-city tour of our film, Show Her the Money, is the men who've come and said, oh my gosh, I didn't realize there was such an imbalance. I have daughters, I have a wife, I have sisters, I have friends. I don't want this imbalance, and I understand how it negatively impacts the world. Where do I sign up to help out? So we welcome the investments and support of the men for sure. But women do have to start stepping up and being investors. Yes. And participate more in us all coming together to lift each other up, right? We're not competing with each other. We are in this. And I always say, we need something like the old boys club, but nobody wants to be in the old girls club. So we have to change it to a B. So it's Bold Girls Club. So we're creating the Bold Girls Club, right?
Bold Girls Club, yes. That is excellent. That is excellent. I think you should trademark that right away.
So taketheleadwomen.com is the website where people can get tickets to this amazing Power Up annual concert and conference in Washington, D.C., August 25th and 26th. Of course, the 26th being Women's Equality Day. What better way to celebrate? So I want my listeners to get tickets to this event. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and Gloria Feldt from Take the Lead is hosting this incredible happening. So you don't want to miss it, everybody.
Catherine, thank you so much. And while we want everyone to be there in person, if they possibly can, it is also possible to get it virtually. So we want it available to everyone, everywhere. And so that's a whole other thing. But
I
but
love
we
that.
really
And
like
my
to have
friends
people
in
there
Europe,
in person.
yeah, my friends in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, I hope you all tune in to this incredible event and get your virtual ticket. Gloria, it's an honor to have you on. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in Washington, D.C. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Of course, you can find Gloria and I also on LinkedIn and social media. Remember, ladies, to take the lead and invest in her.